live in a minute.
Hello and welcome to the Surge Equestrian League June 2025. We're here in the bright and sunny Bengaluru at the Surge Stables and looking forward to the competition starting this morning.
I'm super excited to see if Abhyun and Tara is going to take it today, or will it be Avik?
Well, I always feel the small tour has the most intense competition. We have so many riders, so many good horses, and it's going to be a very, very close competition. We look forward to it.
So let's just get this. We have a beautiful course set up here today. The course director has done an amazing job. Truly world class.
How many participants do we have in the small tour, Shruti?
We have 32 participants. We have 32 participants today.
"32 riders compete in the small tour today, and our first rider will be in the arena very shortly.
So we are ready to get started with the small tour day 1. We have the first rider in the arena, Balaji Vijay Shankar on Coco Kananzi representing Surge Stable. So Balaji, of course, everybody knows, and he has been part of the Surge organization from the very beginning. He's done a great job in setting up all the facilities, organizing the shows, and we're very happy to see him in the saddle.
He's an excellent rider.
A little bit about the course that the riders are going to face today. The course designer, Mr. Jody Fourneau from France. Belgium, correction. He is put up a lovely course for the riders to take on. It's a very encouraging course since it's day one. We have the competition, which is the two-phase special. Comes under the FEI Article 274.1.5.1, which means it's a competition against the clock. The time will start after the combination at 6. So after 6A and 6B, the riders will go against the clock to complete the course. The penalties for the total round will be considered. And for any of you watching the time on the big screen, phase 1 has to be completed within 48 seconds and phase 2 has to be completed within 45 seconds. This is the time allowed. Of course, in phase 2, the riders will be going a lot faster if they want to be in the placings. But the most important will be to keep the fences up, not have any jumping penalties or time penalties.
Which jump does the phase 2 start?
So the phase 2 starts after the combination at 6A and 6B, right in front of the grandstand. So you can see the timing device between 6B and 7. The timing will start. After that, the riders will have to pick up the pace.
What do you think will be the trickiest part of this course, Dhruv?
I don't think this is a very tricky course in itself. The jumps seem to be very inviting. The distances are very, very friendly for the horses. I think the understanding is that this is a course for younger horses, younger riders, maybe partnerships which are just building up. So it's not really meant to be extremely challenging, but a very inviting course. But at the same time, when the riders get into the phase 2, they're going to have to cut the corners, and many times when they increase the speed, they actually create problems for themselves.
And there he goes, our first contender of the day.
So the riders are really going to look to build a little confidence in the phase 1, not really push the horses too much, get them used to the ground, get them used to the lighting, the crowd.
Just use this like an educational round?
The phase 1. The phase 2 will be against the clock, so the time for education will be over. They will have to go at the maximum that they feel that they can push their horses. You will see that happening. That's a lovely 2-stride, and the time is on.
Wonderfully done.
He's going to have to think about cutting the turns. There's certain turns which will be quite interesting. From 7 to 8, I'm sure there'll be a few riders who try to cut inside. 8 to 9 is a nice bending line, so you can only increase the speed if you want to save some time. 9 to 10 is also a good opportunity to save a few strides, but they have to be careful because they're getting into a 1-stride combination.
Just a delight to watch. 44.41 seconds.
So he's done a very nice round. He's just within the time. So the time allowed in phase 2 is 45 seconds. Balaji makes it just within that, so he's going to be clear.
What a way to start the day.
That was a very confident round. A nice way to start.
He set the benchmark for the rest of the riders here.
We are ready to go with rider number 2, Sanskar Rathore, riding Darcy. from the Chennai Equestrian Center.
If I'm
So-
not wrong, I think this is his first time here.
This is the first time that Sanskar is competing in Bengaluru at the Surge stable. He is a young upcoming rider. He is a gold medalist in the Junior Nationals in the dressage event. Getting started now with the jumping. So Darcy is a very, very nice looking grey warm blood, imported to India about 2 years ago.
Darcy is doing a little dance.
Darcy
What
is
a
already
lovely looking horse.
quite a big striding horse, so she will cover a good amount of ground anyway. But I think his goal will be to keep the fences up, ride a confident round, and then step on the gas after this combination. Gets a little tight. So the distance in the combination is 11.1 meters, perfectly set up for 2 strides. But if you jump in a little bit big, or the horse is moving a little more forward and cannot get the weight on his hind legs, then you might run into this problem.
I think at this point he should just like slow down and just enjoy the course. There are 2 more days to go. Just like not tire the horse out. What do you think, Dhruv? What would you do?
He's doing well. I think there's a very fine line between backing off too much. So he's doing a good job. He's got through the course. A bit unlucky to have the fence down. So he would have got 4 penalties for the drop, and I think maybe a time fault also.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a time fault as well.
1 time penalty, so a total of 5.
Now that you've seen 2 riders complete this course, we have 32 riders. How many do you think will have an all clear round?
I think we will have a lot of clear rounds because this is one of the lower height competitions. We will have plenty of clear rounds. I think the riders just need to get into the groove. And talking about clear rounds, we have Mr. Consistent in front of us now, Mr. Yashan Kambata on Madam L. He's been in the saddle for many, many, many years. He's represented the country at many international events. So he's told me that Madam L is a young horse. He's imported her from the UK about 1.5 years ago. So he's not really pushing too much, but wants her to get some experience, get used to the conditions in India, and then when she shows that she's ready, he's going to push her forward. But at the moment, he just wants her to go through nicely, confidently. So we have Madam L.
With every course that Yashan takes on, you can see how seasoned he is with his approach.
I think you'll see a lot of the time the senior riders will take on the younger horses, get them through the course a couple of times, and then give the chance to the children to take over. But it makes a big difference when the horses are more confident. They go through a couple of nice courses, they start feeling better about themselves. He's going through well. He seems to be keeping a good momentum going, so his time will be good. He's not being too aggressive on the turns.
This doesn't seem like a new partnership, does it now?
Little awkward into the combination. You see that happening with the younger horses. Sometimes they're so focused on the second element that they forget that the first element is in front of them. But a good recovery. Completes the round.
44.83 seconds with a pole down. So 4 jumping penalties for Yashan Kambata on Madam.
That was a good round. I think this horse has a lot of potential for the future. needs to get a little bit more careful, but definitely a horse that we can keep our attention on in the next couple of shows.
In the arena, we now have Avik Bhatia on Melrose.
So Avik is definitely one of the up-and-coming riders in India. He had a wonderful AEF competition at the very same center a few months ago. He qualified on Melrose, and then of course it was the AEF competition, so that was they were picking the horses by the lot, so he didn't ride Melrose in the final round, but a very successful competition and did a great job representing India.
He also placed third 2 weeks back right here at the Surge Equestrian League.
So Melrose is a 13-year-old Belgian warm blood. He's been jumping with Avik for the last 5 years. So this is quite a seasoned partnership. They've been through plenty of competitions together. And you can actually see there's quite a bit of very, very subtle communication going on. That
Look
was a
at
nice,
that tight turn there.
it was a nice turn in between 7 and 8.
You know Avik doesn't come to play, he comes to win. You can see that sort of aggression that he goes into his rounds with.
He's riding this well. I think he'll definitely have. That's a sharp turn and gets away with it. So he's definitely going to set the benchmark time.
.34.42 seconds.
So that's
Remarkable.
10 seconds faster. But I think he was the first rider in this competition who actually went for the time. So definitely this is a good benchmark.
Round of applause for Avik.
The next rider, one of the youngest riders in the competition from ARC Mumbai, we have Stasia Pandya, 12-year-old rider, riding Cougar de Fies. And her coach, Bobbin, has just told me that this is their first competition together, so we wish them the best.
Cougar played 14th 2 weeks back in the small tour with Janvi. So we have to see how this partnership works out.
They've started well, but I think she's missed the line to 4. She didn't really have the horse completely focused on the jump, and then it was too much of a surprise. So Cougar says, no, we will have to do that again.
Two refusals, which will lead to her elimination today.
And speaking of young riders, I think we have the youngest rider in this competition entering the arena. We have Samarth Sriharsha.
On wall beat.
He told me he's 10 years old. He's studying in the 4th standard in Bengaluru. He's had Volbeat for the last year. But lucky for him, Volbeat has all the experience required to do well in the competition. Volbeat is 18 years old.
That's almost twice his age. This is definitely going to be easier than his school exams.
So this partnership has done really well in the past. He's had a second placing, I think, in the April edition of the Surge Equestrian League, and I remember him doing the 4-bar competition a few months ago, and they went up to almost a meter 40. So I think the height is not going to be a problem for this pair. He's going to have to be careful to keep the fences up. But with all the experience, I think Volbeat knows his job.
I thought you were going to say all the experience he has. I'm pretty sure he learned how to walk and ride at the same time. What a talented young chap.
Yep. What I like about his riding is he's not interfering too much. He's just pointing the horse to the fence, keeping the rhythm going, keeping his legs on. And now he's into phase 2. He's definitely a brave boy, so you will see him cutting the turns and going for the win. Being pushed on by his coach, Nitin Gupta, who's trained many fantastic horses and riders over the last 30 years.
This is definitely exceptional training plus his talent coming together.
So he's gone the long way around 4. That will lose him a couple of seconds, but he's got one more jump to go.
He'll definitely be somewhere in the placings. 36.39 seconds. Very impressive.
Provisionally, I think that puts him in second place, although the official results from the judges will come and those will be final. We are trying to make the most sense of what we can see on the monitor and what we're seeing live, but I think he's currently in second place. That was a good round. I think the turn around jump number 4 definitely lost him a few seconds. So there's not much in this competition in terms of difference between the top 2 or 3 riders. So anyone who wants to win this competition is going to have to push. Okay, I've just been informed that Volbeat had 2 time faults in phase 1. And in phase 1, the time allowed is 48 seconds. So he's gone a little bit over that.
With that, we have the next rider in the arena. Bhargav on Gucci.
So Bhargav riding Gucci, representing the Embassy International Riding School.
I think this is the first time I'm seeing them.
Puts in a chip stride in the combination that was meant to be 2. Got 2.5. But I think if he starts riding a little forward now, he shouldn't have a problem.
He's had some time falls in the first phase.
Yeah, we are doing this event at 350 meters per minute, so it is not a slow time. The riders have to be aware of
With that, he has a pole down over there.
Yep, you get 4 penalties for the drop at the combination on A.
.19 seconds.
So he's made it in time in phase 2. We will have to wait and see if he's clear in phase 1.
He's had some time penalties in phase 1. He's also had a pole down. Some of these riders are making this course seem really easy, but it's definitely far from it.
The next rider representing Equine Dreams, we have Manoj riding Jack Daniels. This is also a new partnership. It's only the second competition that Manoj is doing on Jack Daniels. But again, like Volbeat, Jack Daniels has done many years of competition. He's definitely one of those horses who's done a lot in his life. He was a very, very good dressage horse also, winning a few competitions 2 years ago.
This partnership ranked 19th last week. I think now they would have sort of gotten used to the arena, but the course is completely different. So you can never tell.
He's doing well. I think they're working well together as a team. You see the harmony between horse and rider. We will see this tested at the combination now. Very lucky on that. Again, Jack is a big striding horse, so if you don't take your balance back between the different elements of the combination, sometimes
That
happens.
is a tricky turn. Like, you really have to calculate if you want to take that tight turn into 8 or you want to go all the way around. Depends on what your objective is out of this round.
I think any rider who's going for the win has to take these turns. He's taken the other turn between 10 and 11, quite close, which is how it needs to be done, and a big jump over 12. So that was a nice round. A little unlucky with dropping the jump number 8, but the time looks good, and that's a nice round for Manoj on Jack Daniels from Equine Dreams. That's going to give them a lot of confidence through this competition. He will have some rounds to do tomorrow as well as the day after, so it's a good start.
Next up, we have Yuvraj Bhatia on Lacrosse, representing the EGC stable.
So the EGC stables are a prominent stable in Delhi. Yuvraj is a very, very accomplished, successful rider at many CSI jumping events, FEI jumping events in Delhi. He's taken a year's break. He's back in action. We wish him the very best on this lovely German mare.
They had a decent round last time.
Or gelding, sorry. So they've been working together for 2 years now.
And off they go. I think at this point, a lot of them are having time faults in the first phase itself. So that's something that they need to be mindful about.
And I think that's probably one of the most important things when the rider walks the course. You walk the course not just to memorize the left and the right turns, but also to understand where you need to cut a few turns, where you need to increase your speed. And it's very much based on your understanding of your horse. So there's no right and wrong in this case. You need to know your horse and you need to plan, because if you don't make it in time, you're not going to be in the fight. It's nicely done. A very relaxed turn. He turned inside jump number 4, saved a lot of ground over there.
So far in the phase 1, he's had 2 time falls. I'm telling you that phase 1, I think as leisurely as you have to do it, you also have to be mindful of the time.
Absolutely. 350 meters per minute is not a leisure speed. So The riders need to be aware of that. It's doing well. This is a lovely picture to watch where the horse and rider are relaxed, going through the round, not stressing about the time. They're using this as an educational round. Comes through beautifully. He may have picked up time faults in phase 1 and phase 2. We will wait for the judges.
3 faults altogether.
So 2 time faults in phase 1 and 1 time fault in phase 2. So
But
again,
all poles up.
for the spectators, you can keep your eye on the clock. In phase 1, the time allowed is 48 seconds, and in phase 2, it's 45 seconds. This is the time allowed, so anything more than this will result in time penalties.
We have Tanush on captain. Another very talented rider.
We've seen Tanush competing in many of the show jumping competitions. I've seen him more on his other horse, Freezing Rain. And Captain is also quite an experienced show jumper. Was part of the pool of horses which was part of the AEF jumping. If my memory serves me correct. If my memory serves me correct, this was the horse which was ridden by the rider from Uzbekistan.
Oh, that was tricky. Did you see that?
Had a refusal at jump number 7, so he has to come back and do it again. So it's always interesting because horses view the jumps a little different from the way we see them. It's the patterns.
The colors, everything. Some reluctance there. And a refusal. We saw that coming, I think.
They started off well, but I think somewhere along the way when the jumps got a little more tricky. So, unfortunately, 2 refusals for Tanush Gowda on captain.
Entering the arena, we now have Janvi Raheja on Lambic, representing the ARC.
So Janvi is one of the up-and-coming riders. She's 16 years old. She's done very well in the past. She had won the first competition in the FEI Cat C in 2024, which is a little bit higher than this. So this pair has worked well together. Let's see what they can do today. So Lambiek is quite a forward-moving horse. I don't think she should have too many issues with time, but she will really push after the combination at 6.
I like that I like the pace that they're going in right now. Nice rhythm.
She's going the long way around, jump number 4 to get to
That's
8.
definitely going to add some seconds.
Yeah. And that's an early takeoff, but well ridden. She stayed in the saddle. So they are definitely going for the speed, but all of us have our hearts in our mouth sometimes.
Very lucky over there.
And I think she has missed the jump number 11. The turn from 10 to 11 is very, very sharp. You actually present the horse at quite an awkward angle. So that would be considered as a refusal, and she's got to come back and do it again.
And a pole down at number 11.
Completes the round. Started very well. Had a few issues along the way.
54.90. Ten falls over there because of it. 10 time falls.
8 jumping faults, 10 time faults, total 18 for the round for Janvi Raheja on Lambiek.
We have Senthilnathan on Megan representing the Kovai stable.
So for the attention of the spectators as well as the riders, after serial number 16 there will be a 10-minute break to just level up the arena.
This duo is very impressive, Dhruv. I was in awe of them last time. They placed 6th, but like, what a round.
Yeah, so Sendil has a lot of riding experience from a very young age, riding in Pondicherry. When I spoke to him, he said he's been riding for the last 18 years. That's all the experience you need. And he's doing a wonderful job on Megan. Megan is a new horse. She's a 7-year-old warm blood.
What I've noticed is these Kovai boys are really here to win it.
Very lucky on 7. Gave it a good whack, but it stayed in place. And he turned within 4, so that should help him. Oh, they absolutely have a lot of guts. I think when you go into a speed class, if you're not ready to take the risk, then the rewards are not going to happen. So you can see that he's taking all the turns quite sharp, and that's very nicely done. He's approaching the last fence. It looks like he's in time. 32.99, and he is the new leader. That was a super round for any of the young riders to watch. Please make a note of the way he rode it.
Yes.
It didn't look like he was going crazy in terms of speed. He had a calculated speed and the turns were excellent. So a very, very nice round by Senthilnathan on Megan representing Kovai Stables.
We have Bala on Google representing the Equine Dreams.
So Google is also quite an experienced show jumper in the South Indian circuit. I've seen a lot of children have wonderful rounds on this horse. A very consistent, safe, predictable horse. Let's see what he does with Bala today, representing Equine Dreams Coimbatore. I think I've seen this horse competing maybe 4 years ago with Yashan Kambata. He's not a very big horse, but he definitely has a lot of power and puts in a lot of effort to sail over the fences. You can see that there's a lot of clearance.
404 error over there for Google, page not found. A refusal, second refusal, leading to an elimination for Google.
Little unfortunate. Jump number 4 has quite a funky design. Something about it which Google didn't feel comfortable jumping over. So a lot of the time when a horse cannot judge the takeoff point, they will prefer not to crash the fence, obviously, and will refuse. So it's very important to get the horses familiarized with jumps which have a very strong design or a very strong pattern.
We have Dishant on Kanyo.
So the last rider before the break, Dishant Anil on Kanyo, representing the Embassy International Riding School. So
He's
Kanyo
our 16th rider for the day.
Kanyo is also a recent import. I remember seeing him competing last year at the local competitions as well as the junior nationals in Delhi. If I'm not mistaken, he does primarily eventing, but he's done well in the dressage as well as the show jumping competitions for Dishant.
Will Dishant cover the distance well?
Yeah, and this is he has to be a little bit careful because the horses which do a lot of eventing sometimes have a very forward flow, and he really needs to sit back in the combination. Let's see what happens. They tend to get a little bit on their forehand. No problem at all. That was beautifully ridden.
A tap on number 7, but lucky over there. Taking the long way around to number 8.
Was looking for the stride, didn't see it from a distance out, but the horse is very confident. Said, I know where to go. Nicely through the one stride combination at 10. 2 more jumps to go for Dishant on Kanyo.
You can see his...
That was an excellent round. He's currently in 3rd place. No time penalties in either of the phases. Very confident round. It's a good thing to build his confidence for the remaining competitions over the next 2 days.
We're going to have a 10-minute break right now. We will be showing some highlights on our live.
You got my heart, nobody gon' take it over. You got my soul, nobody gon' tell me different. You got my heart, you got my loving, baby, my loving, baby. You got my heart, nobody gon' take it over. You got my soul, nobody gon' tell me different. You got my heart, you got my loving, baby, my loving, baby. You, yeah, you, yeah, you, my loving, baby. Yeah, you, yeah, you got my heart, nobody gon' take it over. You got my soul, nobody gon' tell me different. You got my heart, you got my loving, baby, my loving, baby. You got my heart, nobody gon' take it over. You got my soul, nobody gon' tell me different. You got my heart, you got my loving, baby, my loving, baby. You, yeah, you, yeah, you, my loving, baby. You, yeah, you, yeah, you, my loving, baby. Yeah, you, working. You're missing the point of my intentions. My words are slurring. I'm addicted to you and everything that we do. You're convincing and you know it. Play the game but never show your cards. It's conflicting in the moment, but when you're gone it always breaks my heart. I'm overworking. You're missing the point of my intentions. My words are slurring. I'm addicted to you and everything that we do. You're convincing and you know it. Play the game but never show your cards. It's conflicting in the moment, but when you're gone it always breaks my heart. You're convincing and you know it. Play the game but never show your cards. It's conflicting in the moment, but when you're gone it always breaks my heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, the small tour will commence once again at 9:25. In 3 minutes, we will have our 17th rider enter the arena.
Sky is clear, the great escape, just me and my baby, yeah. Running all over the world.
So we're ready to get started. Rider number 17, Lignesh, riding Diva Dia, representing Equine Dreams Coimbatore.
Take me away from here. I wanna get away with you.
So Diva Dia is quite an experienced mare, has been jumping quite a lot over the last few years in the local competitions as well as the junior nationals. I'm told this is their first competition together. Lignesh was 15 years old, been riding for the last 6 years. He had a problem on the approach to the combination at 6, so he had to make a circle. He'll pick up 4 penalties for that. Approaching, no, unfortunately, I think the approach to the combination put him off a little bit, not able to see the distance. And the 2 refusals results in elimination for Lignesh on Divadia. The next rider, Ishan Sundaram, riding Aslan Z, representing the Embassy International Riding School. So Ishan has been a regular competitor over the last few years. We've seen him at the local competitions as well as the junior nationals. He's done extremely well in show jumping as well as dressage. Definitely one of the riders to watch in the next few years. Aslan says no for the first jump. He's not sure about the stride, maybe a little distracted.
I think to be in the placings now, you'll have to have a clear round with no time penalties.
Yeah, when you have an issue on the first jump, makes it very difficult. But
So
my guess is at this stage he's going to be looking at completing the round, doing it well, building some confidence, which will help him in the events tomorrow and day after.
Even like a small, even one pole drop can just cost you today.
Nicely done over the 2-stride combination. At
That was
6.
very close, no, Dhruv?
Yeah, the jump 6 and 7 is a related distance. So if you're a little bit too fast or forward in between, the distance is set up that you will have a problem at 7. So the riders need to be a little bit careful. That's a 1 stride, got in quite tight. So you can see that happen quite often when the horses jump in big. They will struggle at the second combination, but this horse is quite careful with his front legs. That was a nice round by Ishan Sundaram on Aslan. Other than the problem that he had at the first jump, I think that was a confidently ridden round. Should give him a nice platform to work towards competition 2 and 3 tomorrow and day after.
We have Ira on Kingston, representing URB.
When all the haze surrounds us and we need something new, just tell me when it gets too
Ishan had 8 penalties, 4 for the refusal and 4 for time.
Ira's started her course.
Ira is also one of our upcoming riders. She's 12 years old. She trains in Bangalore with Nitin Gupta, and she's riding Kingston, who's a 15-year-old show jumper. I've seen this horse jump in the competitions in Delhi. He has a very bounding stride, but he's quite dependable. So he's a very, very good horse for the children. We'll take them through. They just need to show him the way and stay in balance. And she's definitely going for the time. You can see that there is a push for the speed. She went around jump number 4. That's going to hurt, as well as the drop at jump number 8.
It's not so easy to balance time and speed.
I think
Sorry,
it is a
time and
challenge.
accuracy.
It is definitely a challenge because you see the riders very relaxed, very calm and collected in phase 1, and the minute they cross the time beam between 6 and 7, it seems like they expect the horses to switch up gears, and that confuses the horse sometimes.
35.77 seconds in the second phase. 5 time penalties in the 1 time penalty and 4 jumping penalties.
So I'm told rider number 20 had a fall in the warm-up arena and will be coming in at the end. That is Yuvan Adit on Helico. So I think we will skip number 20 at the moment. We will move on to 21.
How do you sleep when you're not next to me? It's hard to breathe whenever there's a memory. It's been so long, yet it still feels wrong, yet something's been off since the day you left. Trying to stay strong, but now that you're gone, I'm not the same girl that you first met. It's been so long, yet it still feels wrong, yet.
Okay. So I'm told we have serial number 22 in the arena now. Krishna riding Levito, representing Equine Dreams. A little bit of a change in the order. But if there is a genuine problem in the warm-up arena, the stewards can give the riders a little bit more time. So serial number 22, Krishna riding Levito, representing Equine Dreams, Coimbatore.
Levito. Unfortunately, Krisha's been dismounted.
The rider is eliminated for the fall. Thankfully, the body protector opened, so it looks to be fine. She's walking out fine.
Round of applause for Krisha.
The next rider is Kripa Jain riding Statina Dream, representing the Embassy International Riding School. The bell is given. The rider has 40 seconds to start the course. As a big takeoff over 3, but the rider stays on and in balance. Approaching the tricky number 4. Unfortunately, the horse swerves out to the left. Approaching for the second time.
Dhruv, you thought we'd have a lot of clear rounds. We've crossed the halfway mark. Now what do you think?
Well, definitely not as many as I expected, but the riders are doing well. This is the first event of the 3 days, so I think they will get better.
A refusal there. And with that, Kripa has been eliminated.
And you also have to understand the small tour is an event which is set up for new horses or younger riders or partnerships which are just starting to work out. So it's not really a good representation. These are horses which need a little bit of experience, and it's not uncommon to see horses graduating from the small tour to the medium tour in a couple of months.
We have also seen some excellent partnerships come out today. And I'm even more excited to see the next one that will be coming in shortly. He was the winner of the small tour. Let's see if he does it again.
So the next rider is Abhyun riding Tara, representing Kovai Stables. And this combination had won the day one competition in the previous month's Surge Equestrian League. So they are back. And Tara is one of the horses that we've seen at a lot of competitions. Very, very nice thoroughbred. She's quite speedy. She definitely has an advantage over the other horses in terms of the quickness of her stride. And she's quite careful with her legs. So she's been very, very successful with the children in the last couple of years. So I would say one of the horses to watch out for in these competitions, especially if it's a speed event.
I'm quite excited to see this duo. You should have seen them last time. The rhythm that they maintained, it was like a synchronized dance.
So they're starting off phase one, moving quite forward, but not really pushing too much. But you can be sure when they cross the combination at 6, they are going to step up the pace a lot more. Very unlucky to have that fence down. That is going to put Abhyun and Tara a little bit out of the chances for the win, but nevertheless, good opportunity to get through the course.
I think now he should just switch gears, give Tara an educational round. Don't think he's in the mood for that. He's just like picking up the pace.
It's a good practice for the jump offs which are coming up in the next couple of days. Nice round by Abhyun on Tara. 4 jumping faults for the drop at jump number 5. Definitely no time faults coming on this horse.
In the arena, we now have Stasia on Wildfire, representing ARC.
So from a super fast show jumping horse in Tara, we move to one of the legendary thoroughbred horses from the Mumbai racecourse, Wildfire, one of the best sprinters at a certain point of time. Proved to be fast in the racecourse. Let's see what Wildfire is going to do today.
Wildfires are notoriously hard to contain. So let's see if she'll be able to do it.
Unfortunately, starts off with a refusal at 1.
As I was saying, Wildfire is difficult to manage, whether in nature or the arena.
Next rider, serial number 26, Aditya Honavar on Ultimate Warrior, representing the Royal Equestrian Academy, also from Bangalore.
Will the Ultimate Warrior be our ultimate winner? We'll have to find out.
Ultimate Warrior is also a retired thoroughbred. Raced very well at the Bangalore Turf Club. We've seen him do quite a few jumping rounds in the last couple of years, so he has the ability. Let's see if he can show us how it's done. Nicely through the first 3 fences. Looks like they're on the right track. He's got quite a clearance and he jumps with a fair amount of momentum. So
Yeah,
these-
I really like his takeoff points.
yeah, so these events are perfectly suited for horses like this, which have a little bit of a go, but they have to be very careful with their legs not to have any fences down. Turning in, that's going to save him some time. So the turn from 9 to 10 is going to be very important. Turns within for the one stride combination at 10. And is he going for the win? He is definitely going for the time. Sharp turn at 11. Unfortunately, the fence goes down. So that's 4 penalties. The time was good. The time was definitely competitive. But the 4 penalties are going to put him out of the top placings.
We have 6 clear rounds, so that pole is really going to cost him. We have Adya Isha on Islav.
Serial number 28 is in the arena, representing Surge Stable. So this has been quite a successful partnership over the last few Surge Equestrian League competitions. They've been doing the small tour, they've been doing consistently well. Islau is also a recent import from Europe. Has been in India for a little more than a year.
I think she might have to pick up the pace a little bit. What do you think, Dhruv?
Well, I think with a horse of this size and this stride, it's going to be all about the turns. Unfortunately, has a refusal at 4. I think there are quite a few horses who have been a little disturbed. Quite a few horses have found the design and shape of 4 a little disturbing. So the rider is requesting if she can do one jump. Judges say okay. So if you're wondering why they do that, horses are incredibly intelligent. When they figure out that a couple of refusals means they can go home, that becomes a habit very quickly. So if a rider wishes to do one jump after being eliminated for 2 refusals and the judges give them the permission, they can do so, but they can do only one jump and it cannot be a combination. The next rider in the arena is serial number 27, Siddharth Nanda, riding Sonia, representing the Embassy International Riding School. Looks like Sonia is ready to go. Also one of the more successful thoroughbred horses in this competition. Sonia has done well at the lower levels with a lot of the children. Started off in Coimbatore and now she is stabled at the Embassy International Riding School. Gets very close to jump number 2, didn't see the distance at all.
That takeoff was really not calculated properly. As I said, we already have 6 clear rounds, the last 2 being time penalties.
Goes over 5 and approaching the combination at 6. Looks like he's got into a better rhythm now. Many times you see horses dropping the first or the second jump when they've just not sort of got focused enough entering the arena. They make a few mistakes. So he's had 2 fences down. Two more fences to go. Jump number 11, which is the surge blue and white. Nicely over, approaching the final
A
jump.
refusal at the final jump.
Pick up 4 penalties for the refusal and is definitely adding to the time. Got to come back and do it, but I think at this point he just wants to complete the round, give the horse a good experience.
.64 seconds.
Jumping faults, 13 time faults, total 25. So you can see when you have the course set up to be ridden at a speed of 350 meters per minute, there is very little bit of time to spare, and when you have a refusal, you can be pretty sure the time faults are coming in thick and fast. If it happens at the beginning of the course, the rider can try their best to make up some time, but when it happens at the end, it's too late. Next rider is serial number 29, Manya Narayan on Barnaby, representing the Embassy International Riding School.
I have Balaji here with me, and he was the first one to go in this arena today. So talk to us about it. Like, what do you think most of the other competitors that aren't having clear rounds are struggling with?
I think Jody's built a really nice course for us in this 2-phase. The distances are all set up to go at a good space. But fair enough, you have to understand this tour is mostly for young riders, young horses. So maybe that's the reason why you're having so many riders with penalties.
So she has a refusal at the infamous jump number 4. Nicely done to get over it on the second attempt. Approaching the 2-stride combination at 6. I think they've got their composure back. Definitely jump number 4 has put off many riders today. She doesn't need to hurry. She can be focused on giving the horse a nice round and setting up for the next competition. Approaching the 1-stride combination at 10. Last fence to go for Manya on Barnaby. That was a well-ridden round. Had a little problem at 4, but has done well to complete the course. 4 jumping faults and 30 time faults, total of 34.
We have Pratik Raj on Icon representing Kovai stable. What do you think, Dhruv? Will Icon have an iconic round?
Well, he's been a very successful horse. He's one of the horses which has been bred in India. He's 5 years old. He's done well over the last year and a half. So I'm expecting a good run from this horse. And I think Pratik Raj is also one of the young riders who's been competing regularly at the junior nationals and the local competitions. So they should make a good team. They have worked well in the past together. And they get over the tricky jump number 4, which has been a problem for many of the riders, but seem to be fine for Icon.
These Kovai stable boys have consistently given us great entertaining rounds. You can't take that away from them.
I think they're definitely very brave, and I think at this level of jumping, that is one of the most important things. If you have riders who are strong and brave and determined to get through the course, most of the time it actually happens.
Definitely not afraid of taking risks.
He's going to turn in for 11. That's a sharp turn. Nicely done. 1 fence to go. He is in the time. Let's see what he's going to get. 34, so it's going to be close.
34.90 seconds. That currently puts him in the 3rd place.
32.990 is the time to beat. So that was very close, and it's his teammate who leads the competition, Sendil Nathan on Megan. So
Kovai boys delivering.
next rider, serial number 31, Nikshita Pandey, riding Elliott, representing the Embassy International Riding School. Seems like a new partnership, working together for the first time at a Surge event. Gets very close into jump number 3, but nicely clears it. Approaching 4. Okay, this horse seems quite experienced, so did not get disturbed at 4 at all. She's got the combination at 6 to go, and then her timing in phase 2 will start.
Her timing in phase 1 started earlier than her taking off that first fence. That was because she breached that 45-second mark that's set for the riders.
Yes, that's part of the rules of show jumping. When the bell is given, a rider has 45 seconds to start. If they don't start in that time, it's not a penalty, but the clock gets started. So it puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage in case they take too much time and go over the time allowed. Has the pole down at 11, so 4 jumping penalties That was a nice round. We'll wait for the judges.
Very unfortunate there with the pole drop, but otherwise a really impressive round, I think.
There's so much more that I can get. Let me wonder what we could have been. I close my eyes, it's not a dream.
4 jumping penalties and 4 time penalties for Nikshita Pandey on Elliot.
We have Prithv on Zara.
Serial number 32, Prithv Krishna on Zara, representing Kovai Stables. I think those people who have been watching Prithv compete in the last few years will always remember his rounds on his horse called AK. One of the fastest jump-offs I've ever seen being ridden by a child. So he's definitely one of the riders who can put in a fast time. But this time he's not on AK, he's on Zara.
He did quite well with Zara last month.
Passive distance, spend most time on my own.
Just missed the mark because
I just
he took his time in the first round.
It's my soul, this is my life. I don't do what I'm told, it's no joke, lose control, this is my
This mare can really jump well. She's very, very careful with her front legs. So that will help him in the speed event, and she covers a good amount of ground.
Has a lot of personality. What do you think?
I think if he's careful about his turns, he definitely can be a contender for this event. Makes a sharp turn, doesn't go around 4. Not sure it saved him too much time.
You can see exactly what instructions they've gotten. I think all of these boys are taking the similar route.
I will miss you, always calling me up.
Unlucky to have 10A down, so that's 4 penalties. Yeah, he's riding a very, very tight course. This is not easy to do. He's doing it well. So 35 is his time. That's a nice time, but the drop at 10A is going to put him out of contention.
We have Tanush coming in again with his second ride for the day, Gizmo, representing third stable. Let's hope he has better luck with Gizmo.
The bell is given and Tanush on Gizmo can get started. So Gizmo is quite a nice eventing horse. He's come into India only a couple of years ago, or less than a couple of years ago.
What a beautiful course, and Dhruv, isn't the weather just perfect?
I think Bangalore is one of the best places for equestrian activity
This
anywhere
is-
in the country. Weather is absolutely perfect for the competition to run throughout the entire day.
This is why people love Bangalore.
That was a nice correction.
Hesitation, yeah.
That was a nice correction by Tanush. The horse really thought about refusing, but he brought him back. Unfortunately, the pole went down. But for many of the riders, a horse refusing is definitely not something that they would accept.
So far, he's had 3 poles down.
Seems a little bit careless with his front legs. When he doesn't get the perfect takeoff point, he gets a little bit closer to the fence. He doesn't pick his legs up very cleanly. something that obviously comes with a little bit of experience and regular competitions. Certainly getting better, so I think we will see some nice rounds from Tanush and Gizmo over the next couple of days.
For sure. Even now, like you can see that they've gotten into a rhythm. .45.18 seconds.
3 fences down gives him 12 jumping penalties, and just a fraction over the 45 seconds allowed gives him another time penalty, so total of 13. The next rider, serial number 34, Geetika Tikisetti, riding Valentine from the home team Surge Stable. 32.99 is the time to beat in phase 2, but you need to have a clear round and you need to be within the time in phase 1. A lot of riders have struggled with that. Geetika is quite experienced, and hopefully while walking the course she's realized what some of the mistakes the other riders have made. She's going along well. She has to be careful not to take too wide turns, because then she will be in trouble with the time. But she looks
Seems
to
pretty relaxed to me. Lovely.
Phase 2 has begun, and now she has to think about cutting the turns, riding a lot more forward to the fences. The important turns now, 9 to 10 and 10 to 11. These are the places that you can make up or end up losing a lot of time. She's cutting in for 11, nicely done. She's going to be close. I think she may be three,
33.23.
That's the time. That's going to put her currently in second place. 32.99 is still the time to beat. But a wonderful round for Geetika on Valentine. Currently in second place.
We have the final rider for the small tour in the arena. Yuvan Adit on Helico.
Yuvan is also one of the younger riders in the competition. He is 14 years old. He's been riding for the last couple of years. And Helico is a very, very recent import to India. Warm blood mare from France. She came in 2 months ago.
Ooh, that was a scary jump, but he made it through.
Made it through, and that's all that matters. And I think that's going to set him up to ride forward through the rest of the course. I think he took it a little too easy on jump number 1. Expected the horse just to do everything for him.
A refusal over there.
And jump number 4 claims another victim. We've had at least 6 riders who have had a refusal at 4.
Not easy at all. He's reapproaching that jump.
And he's going to add a lot of time because of the refusal. But I don't think that matters at this point. He's just looking at completing the round nicely, giving the horse a little bit of confidence. But definitely looks like a very talented horse. Let's see. what Helico has to do in the next couple of days. But that refusal really put them out of contention for today's competition.
I'm telling you, in the coming days, this duo will be the one to watch.
A nicely
And
done
he's
round.
completed that in 37.42 seconds.
I think he will have his time faults in phase 1 though. Phase 2 was okay. So I request the riders in the top 6 placings to be available on their horses. We are doing the rosette ceremony in front of the grandstand inside the arena in a couple of minutes. The riders in the top 6 placings, you can always check it on the Nominate app. I will be announcing it shortly after the judges confirm the placings, but request the riders to be ready and mounted. We will be doing the rosette ceremony in front of the grandstand in a few seconds.
In the 6th place, we have Balaji Vijay Shankar on Coco Kanan. In the 5th place, we have Dishant on Kanyo. 4th place, Pratik on Icon. 3rd place, we have Avik Bhatia on Melrose. 2nd place, we have Geetika on Valentin. And 1st place is backed by Senthil Nathan on Megan.
Top 6 riders, please be mounted and ready to come in for the rosette ceremony inside the arena. the top 6 riders in the small tour day 1. You can enter the arena. You can walk into the arena, please. So the results once again: in 6th place we have Balaji Vijay Shankar riding Coco Kanan. 5th place Dishant Anil on Kanyo. In 4th place Pratik Raj riding Icon. In 3rd place Avik Bhatia riding Melrose. 2nd place Geetika Tikisetti on Valentine. And winning the competition Sendil Nathan riding Megan. Riders, please be ready. We're going to do the rosette ceremony in front of the grandstand in the middle of the arena. So
Let's
I request
welcome the winners with a warm round of applause.
the jury members to please step into the arena. The president of the ground jury, Nancy Zeitlin from Israel. We have Buchra Hasibi from Morocco. The chief steward, Eva Yu Ching Chang from Chinese Taipei. Justin from Malaysia and Apin from Thailand. These are the jury members and the stewards which make sure the competition runs by the rules. And of course our course designer Jody from Belgium, who has one of the toughest jobs to set up technical courses which are challenging for the horses and the riders, and they've all done a great job today. So the winners of the small tour day 1: in 6th place Balaji Vijay Shankar on Coco Kanan. In 5th place Dishant Anil on Kanyo. In 4th place Pratik Raj on Icon. In 3rd place Avik Bhatia riding Melrose. In 2nd place Geetika Tikisetti on Valentine. And winning the competition Sendil Nathan on Megan. Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. These riders have done an exceptional job. The top 6 riders, all of them having clear rounds. We request the jury members to stand for the photo. We have a truly international team with us at Surge Stables.
It's there.
Congratulations to all the riders. You can go for your victory lap.
Smile and wave at the camera, guys. This is your moment.
The winner of the competition, Sendil Nathan on Megan, will lead them out. Followed by the beautiful grey Valentine, ridden by Geetika. In 3rd place, Avik Bhatia on Melrose. Followed by Pratik Raj on Icon. Dishant Anil on Kanyo. And rounding off the top 6 is Balaji Vijay Shankar on Coco Kanan.